Hey everyone, this is Nitro. Now that I'm in Langrisser rank, I thought I would do a video covering some of the critical battles I had, and I guess, the ways they were won or lost, right? And in this video, I am going to be talking about the way some characters who are unexpected can win you matches. And for example, in this video, I will be talking about a match that I lost to Emmerich because I didn't have a proper understanding of Emmerich at all, and he ended up basically dominating me as a result. So let's just jump in. This battle is my loss against level 70 Ultimuller. Oh right, there was a version change, so hopefully this should be fine. Let's see. So, the pick ban has me ban his Landius, he bans my Liana to start, right? I should also mention, level 70 Ultimuller has a very odd box in that he really has none of the SSRs that are considered meta for PvP, right? If you look at his box, there is no Leonhard, no Listel, no Bozel, no juggler. So it's very much a box that's, I guess, old school PvE oriented. So let's continue. So I truly thought I would win this without any issue, right? I was just confident about it. So, and especially when I got to play Zerida as my first character. Even further, he played Cherie as his first character, which made me even more confident. So the pick ban continues. I got Zerida, then Bernhard. He has Cherie, and then he plays the teleporter, Iris. So I continue to ban as much of his faction buffers as possible in general, and I've managed to play Bozel. So I have Bozel and Zerida now. And he plays Emmerich. So continuing on, I just continue to ban his characters that add mobility for Chain Hook Me, which was Lester and Leticia, and I've played Tiaris. So he plays Varna, which is actually a very good choice. And with this, I've played Imelda as my last character, while he plays Vargas. So with this kind of team setup, I thought I had it in the bag right there. Right? Especially since Bernhard can act as a semi-tank. And just in case, I gave my Bernhard Lava Titans to counter the enemy cavalry, which was Emmerich, right? So I thought I had this very easily, even got a Bloodthirster style Zerida into play. But what ended up happening was... Oh, one last thing is, I even had a summon advantage, with Bozel being able to drop a summon and faction buff. So everything favored me, in truth. There was basically no reason for me to lose. But lose I did. And so initially, we both just set up, move forward a bit, and I dropped my summon. So this is where I made a critical mistake. By separating away this summon a bit too far away from the rest of my characters, what I ended up doing was giving level 70 Ultimuller the opportunity to kill off my summon without me being able to counterattack. Right? So my Zerida ended up being too far to attack and kill this Varna. And this was really the fatal mistake that lost me this match. Because without the summon, I now no longer can turn manipulate him to keep him out of range, or have me be able to move two characters in a row to kill off an enemy unit right from the start of combat. So that maneuver right there My mistake with positioning right there lost me the match. Nonetheless, despite that, I thought I could still come back from this. You know, because I have, in my opinion, the better team overall. Especially after he wasted that teleport, or at least I felt it was a waste. So, I can either hang back, you know, and try my best to get ready to fight against his more mobile team. And surprisingly, what really screwed me over was this map. And you'll see why very shortly. So I get hit by Varna, tossing out that AoE. You know. Imelda helps heal and recover some of that damage. Shuri comes charging in, but does basically nothing because I have that immunity to fixed damage from Imelda. So I start weakening Shuri. And you know, with the rest of his party so far away, I figured I can very easily kill Shuri. And this is where, so I killed her off pretty easily. And at this point, this is where things actually start breaking down. Because Emmerich here, being 2 tiles away from me, was able to prevent me from guarding. Right? That killed off Bozo right there. Allowed, yeah. By being 2 tiles away, well, my Bernhardt was stunned as well. But regardless, even if he was not stunned, Bernhardt could not have guarded against that attack from Vargas due to Emmerich. So there was already one major issue. And then, what happened here is, I unexpectedly didn't realize this, but my Zerda, this is the second fatal error, my Zerda could not move to attack Varna. And the reason was because, once again, Emmerich reduced my mobility by 2. So, that 2 mobility reduction kept my Zerda from running around to kill off this Varna. And then, in fact, by reducing my mobility like that, Emmerich now, by charging up north like the way he did, has completely stopped my Zerda from moving. She can't move outside of the poison, meaning she's dead. So just like that, with Zerda dead, I was basically screwed. So, you know, to be fair, you know, I made a lot of mistakes, but the key thing here is Emmerich did way more than I thought. So I should have focused on killing Emmerich early on, first of all. And second, the other fatal error was that, well, I just lost that summon way too early. Nonetheless, you know, this was a very interesting battle. In order for level 70 Ultimate to win, he had to have not made any mistakes, whereas I definitely made a lot of them in this fight. Now it's 2 characters against 1, 2, 3, 4. The only enemy I actually killed, in other words, was the enemy Shuri. Now, the actually really interesting thing here is that with Emmerich, he uses the route skill and actually knocks me into the poison as well. And stuns me. So that I'm guaranteed to die no matter what. So, you know, I could have killed that Emmerich for sure, I think. I probably should have attacked that Emmerich rather than the enemy Varna. But it just shows, like, there are a lot of things that this battle showed me about Emmerich that I had not previously realized. So there's an example of Emmerich basically winning a match. And level 70 Ultimate built his Emmerich for full hit point buffs. So the Emmerich had like 15k hit points or something ridiculous like that. Making it very, very hard to one-shot in general. It had no real stats in terms of attack or anything like that, but it was not there to attack. So there was one example of where my lack of knowledge of a character lost me a fight. Another example of a fight where a character just flat out wins you the battle is this one, where I defeated Jeijo. And in this fight, Elwyn was the MVP. So let's just jump in and demonstrate. So once again, pick ban. And in this battle, I ban the enemy Listel first. That's pretty much my standard ban. He bans my Zerda and plays his own Zerda. So I ban his Bozal and I ban a tank at this point and play my Listel. He bans both of my tanks, Juggler and Landius. So I continue to ban all his tanks, Juggler and Litten. And I've managed to play my Liana at this point. So he finishes banning my tanks, which is Bernhard and Bozal. So both sides have no tank now. He plays Joshua. And I just banned his Leonhard because he played Joshua and Luna. And I play Imelda. So neither side has a tank. He bans my Lena and Leonhard. And he plays Matthew, a flyer version. I didn't know it was a flyer, but I should have predicted that. In any case though, I continue to ban his healers, getting rid of Tieris and Sophia. And I play my Elwyn. And he plays his final healer, Chloe, while I play my teleporter, Iris. So, summon on his side. I play my summon as well. So there's no turn manipulation here. It's just a tankless battle where both sides have a good number of damage dealers and so on. So he's relying on his faction buff while I'm trying to rely on Imelda's mass attack for the same bonus. And initially, since we both summon on turn 1, we're both just hanging back. He activates Bloodthirster, so I move around to stay outside of that range of the Bloodthirster. And then he activates Sprint to add a mobility buff. So, I should mention, I am not outside of this Zerda's range with the Sprint. So it can attack my Elwyn, which was just one tile out. It could attack my Listel, of course. And yeah, there was no real way for me to get outside of the range of this Zerda. And it goes and assassinates my Iris. So I can no longer teleport my characters forward. Right? That was his plan, to basically lock me down. But, so as a result, I had no choice but to have Imelda suicide attack to get rid of the enemy Zerda. So Zerda ended up killing 2 of my characters. So it's now a 4v3. Which is actually a really big disadvantage at this point. So the battle continues though. And I use Act again on my Elwyn to move him back a little. Because if I didn't, previously, this Matthew could have charged forward and air slashed me. I had to move one tile back to avoid that air slash. I did avoid it, but he activated Gale so that he could actually attack again. And actually, it is a very good thing that I had retreated back like that, because if he had attacked air slashed, he would have ripped apart my Elwyn, then Gale would have given him a second attack to kill off my Elwyn. In this case, he chooses to attack my Leanna and kill her off. So, Gale on Matthew showing its power, especially with the Ragnarok. So, I have no healer. So Elwyn wipes out Matthew with a single strike using his Sword Soul skill. And now it is 3v2. And he now starts using Dark Demise to weaken me. Right. He can hang back, hit me with Dark Demise, and I can't really get into melee attack range. So I do what I can to try to heal up a little bit and keep Estelle healthy, but I'm pretty limited at this point. I've been trying or hoping for Elwyn to activate Breeze. It still hasn't happened. My Elwyn has not activated Breeze a single time this turn, or this match so far. So the battle continues. He reactivates his faction buff and hangs back. And actually uses Act again on his Joshua to toss out yet another Dark Demise. And now my Lestelle is nearly dead at this point. With 2 Dark Demises, if she didn't have a Swordsmith Medal, she would have been dead. Right? The Swordsmith Medal prevented the fixed damage from actually affecting her. So she is alive, but without any real hit points. Continuing on. So Elwyn continues to fail to activate Breeze. Not a single Breeze activation this whole match. And it's been 8 turns. So it was pretty rough. You know, things are looking very grim for me. 3v2. Lestelle is basically dead. Only a healthy Elwyn. There's not much I can do. Right. I was hoping for Breeze activation again, which failed once more. So now I have no choice at this point but to start approaching. And so I start with applying a Reaper's Touch on the Chloe. I figure she can't Aurora Ring with this. So now I move Lestelle in to Blood Dance to at least try to debuff them and whatnot. He just quickly dispels that. And I tried to block him off from getting into the safe tiles, which he just easily retaliates with Chloe to kill off my Lestelle. Right? So I then respond with Elwyn using his Frontal Assault to one-shot Chloe. Joshua now comes in to hammer my Elwyn. All his soldiers are dead. And he gets an Act Again use for a second strike. But survives. And it's because of the 741 defense that he had. Right? 1060 attack versus 741 defense. That 741 defense won out. So now I have Elwyn. I have no choice. I had to Sword Soul this Joshua. And shockingly, this Joshua did not have Extreme Magic Bow. So I took basically no damage on my Elwyn and was able to melee attack this Joshua successfully and heal up as a result. So then I just block this tile to stop Joshua from range attacking me. But he ends up having Dark Demise to weaken my Elwyn once more. Yet, Elwyn still lives, so I was able to melee attack and finish Joshua, and heal again. So the enemy heals up his Liana, and I choose to heal up my Elwyn. And it's turn 12. So, with it being turn 12, and me being player 2, I just need to attack this Sky Archer, kill it, and heal up to full, and now I'm unkillable. And with that, turn 12 is done, I win the match, and J-Jo ends up losing. So, in large part, this victory was due to a combination of me bringing the proper skills on Elwyn, bringing the right, and him not having an Extreme Magic Bow on his Joshua. 2 factors won that match. But it just shows, sometimes Elwyn can be an MVP, and I was down the character pretty much the whole fight, and yet I was able to come back and win by barely surviving. So it just shows, sometimes characters can perform way better than you realize. I honestly thought that match was a loss, but I was able to come back. So there you go. So those are 2 examples of where a character can surprise the enemy with their unexpected performance. Clearly he did not expect an Elwyn with Frontal Assault to be just that strong against a Joshua. Right? So, I hope you found this video useful. And on that note, Nitro out.